Hey, Savage. Seeker. Hey, Savage. Seeker. Sag. Hey, Saggy. August. Sun is in Leo, Jupiter is in Aries, and you get it from both angles. A lot of energy, a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of support from people in power. 10 of Cups in the reverse, 3 of Pentacles, and 5 of Cups. All work, no play. You're tired of playing. Every time you play, someone gets hurt. Someone is unhappy. They need more. They want more. They can't anymore. And you're like, Savage. You're a brilliant, inspiring, liberated Savage. Beautiful, intelligent Savage, but nonetheless a Savage. And if you're insulted or offended, you're not a Sagittarius. So I guess that's okay. It's okay to focus on the work and the cooperations and the investments that give you satisfaction, that don't complain. You put in X, you receive X. Simple. 2 of Pentacles. But you're like, yeah, but you don't understand. They are so cute, or they're so hot, or they make me feel so many things. They're just driving me insane. Yes. But maybe you wouldn't have it any other way. They're a bitch, they're a lover, they're a child, they're a mother, they're a sinner, they're a saint, they do not feel ashamed. They're your hell, they're your dreams, they're nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, you gotta honor the thing in you that manifests that, you know? You're Savage, you manifest Savage. This person is intense, sensual, emotional, psychic, confused, artistic, here or there, here nor there. It's not as confusing as you wish for it to be in order for it to be the excuse as to why you're not there. Play that bit again and hear what I said. The world. Maybe you're telling yourself that they are this and that, and that's why you can't. Because there are other deeper reasons as to why you are scared. But you don't want to admit to yourself that you're scared because you're a very brave archetype, right? Sagittarius. So instead of saying, I am overwhelmed with this person, I don't think I understand what's going on, this requires courage. You say, they're a mess. I agree it's easier, but with the world card here, it's almost like teasing you and be like, yeah, really? I mean, you are Jupiterian. You are wise and expansive. And hence, you appreciate wisdom and expansion. You don't reject it. And it's almost like saying, can you really say no? I mean, it's already halfway in. It's already inside of you. Maybe the no is an illusion. Maybe you tell yourself that you're resistant until it's too late. And you're overcome by this person, by this thing. And you tell yourself, that's terrifying. This snake is wrapped around her, is almost entering her. It's like, no, that's scary. Yes, in the biblical archetype, it's scary, but you're not a biblical archetype, Sag. You're the witch archetype. You're not scared of the power, the wisdom, the transformation, the transmutation, the healing, and the alchemy that this snake represents, or this crow, or this panther. And if you are, how did you find your way into the existential shift here? My seekers live by and for these things. I'm suddenly becoming aware of the wolf in this world card. It's the first time I've noticed it. I've always noticed, obviously, the snake, the panther, and the crow, because they're so obvious. But here you see the wolf. I had a wolf. He's still here in my heart. Oliver, my dog. Wolves are teachers, they are guides, they are leaders of tribes. They're shamanic. They're very tender when need be, and they're very ruthless when need be. And their howl takes you straight to the moon. It's a bridge. Close your eyes if you meditate while listening to the wolf's howl. You get to the moon, and by that I mean you reach the wisdom of goddess, the archetype of the goddess. It's ancient, it's matriarchal, it's ancestral. It is the path to your soul, to the truth of your soul. So having the wolf kind of in the fog, in the background there, it's like this energy is calling you, Saji. Sun, moon rising, it's calling you, and you seem to be busy doing everything you can so you don't have to hear it. Because if you actually take note, if you actually stop and hear it, it will mean you'll have to go inside the reflection. And through this, see this little gate over there? It's it's more than just hopping on a plane or taking a long drive. It's forcing your spirit, your soul out of the comfort zone that you've placed it in. And make no mistakes, being like, I'm always free, I always do what I want, is also a form of prison. I always, if it starts with I always, that's your prison. Lord of Wands, which is like the King of Wands. Oh, I just triggered you, didn't I? I just triggered you into action. Once the Sagittarius is triggered into action, nothing can stop them. The horse in you is awake. Where are you going? Show me for August for Saggy. To the Nine of Swords, huh? You are going to the dark night of the soul. You're going to their dark night of the soul. You're going to meet them at their lowest, at their darkest. At their most raw and intense. You're going to meet them at their grief. You're going to meet them at their fear. You're going to meet them at their terror. You're going to meet them at their doubts. You're going to meet them at their rejection and resistance. This does not apply to someone who keeps saying no to you and doesn't want to talk to you. So any stalkers out there, or obsessive compulsive harassers out there, this reading is not for you. Do not hijack this reading. Back to my Saggies. As I was saying, you're going to meet them there. And through the darkest moments will come the brightest light. Because it's in the dark that the moon and the stars shine bright. And it's from the dark that light comes up. Right? It's always darkest before the dawn. After Nine of Swords, we have Ten of Swords. The Lovers. Wow. This is romantic. I don't know why I like this. I'm playing with the focus on the camera. The Lovers. And see the moth in the Nine of Swords here, and then here in the Lovers? It's like, baby, I'm not leaving you alone. Of course, this reading can be reversed. You can reverse the roles. These are general readings. I feel and also we started with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, someone who's alone in this bed of white roses. And now we have the Lovers in the upright. And in this deck, they're together in this bed of white roses. So I find it very symbolic, and I'm using it in the reading. So you're starting this reading this month apart from this person, and you're continuing it together with this person. It's a brave choice. Bottom of the deck, the star. Tell me more about this for Saggy for the month of August. Daughter of Grails, aka like Page of Cups. Okay. And now the sentiment is improving. Now the emotional space is lighter, calmer, more trusting. There's this sacredness in them putting their trust in you and opening up. Four of Pentacles. And still there are fears. There's a level of protection, a wall of protection surrounding this person. They have their guards. They have their weapons, and they know how to, and they're ready to use them if need be. So even when they trust you, there will be little tests and little moments where, well, maybe I can't. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I see. Tell me a little more, please, for Saggy. For August. About this. And Daughter of Skulls. Page of Pentacles. On another note, some of you have or are acting outside of your marital structure and falling in love with someone outside of it and possibly choosing them. But it's a process in August. And with some of you, it seems like there are 2 children involved because of 2 pages. And 10 of Cups and the Lovers. And this choice with the 9 of Swords brings possible suffering and difficulty. 7 of Cups, Lord of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Wow. Two kings and an emperor. So there's a very powerful male figure here. Someone who's very in their masculine energy, who feels like they're kind of losing their mind by this feminine energy here that is pretty intoxicating. The cards are just so beautiful. This is the Vampire Tarot. If you haven't noticed how dark they are, but they're beautiful. But the thing is, I see this male figure very much in their power, in their leadership, in their healthy approach. This is not someone who is manipulated or played or deceived. This is someone who's very conscientious of themselves, what they want, and they act upon it. There's no quote unquote succubus energies here. There's no like a temptress who's trying to take someone out of their, it's not like that. There's very deep feelings here. There's love here. There's just two people who are like overwhelmed by one another. And that chemistry is very enticing, very luring, very um, takes hold, you know? And it's like as soon as she takes in the snake, the archetype of the snake, she's now in control of the snake, meaning she's owning up to her power. This is a feminine energy that owns up to their power. That is not, they're not afraid or scared, or you are not afraid or scared of being themselves fully. They just utilize their elements, they utilize their talents, they utilize their gifts. They're not succumb to structural oppression, societal expectations, definitions, what are you supposed to do at what point, how much you should dumb yourself down in order to fit a man's expectation. Listen, a man who needs a weak woman is a weak man. And when I say weak woman, I don't mean sensitive and empathic. Feminine sensitivity and empathy um, and the echoes of love emanating from her, that's power. That's wisdom, you know? It's so seductive. It's so intoxicating when a woman truly owns up to her powers. And it's not in contradiction, just in case I have toxic feminists out there. Feminism is great. Toxic feminism is destructive. So this is not contradicting being empathic, being feminine, being receptive is not in contradicting to pursuing your career and your dreams and your talents and your skills and knowing how to set up an IKEA table. You can be both. And men who expect you to only be empathic without any skill, um, claiming that it's about femininity and you owning up your femininity, they just don't want you to be stronger than them. Because if they're skillful and talented and capable, but without empathy and compassion, the feminine, I mean, I'm being very, very like, I'm simplifying, right? I'm simplifying the feminine versus masculine energies just to make a point, but, and they're not those things. Whereas as a woman, if she is both the receptive, empathic, compassionate, love echoing femininity with the capable, leading, independent, smart, and so on and so forth in the world, that's scary for a weak man. A man who's in their power, in their masculinity, like we see here, we have two kings and an emperor. Okay, master of the earth element, master of the fire element, master of all the elements. So even if we don't have king of cups and king of swords here, they exist here within the emperor, right? So this guy is both in their masculinity, but are also holding the containment, which is the masculine version of empathy, the ability and capacity to contain a woman without controlling her, right? So in this day and age, it's very easy to confuse, you know, healthy masculinity versus toxic masculinity, healthy femininity versus toxic femininity. It's easy to confuse because we ourselves are kind of in discovery constant. We came from very toxic modalities that were oppressive to both, mainly feminine. And as we liberate from them, we you know, we wobble through this journey of empowerment and understanding of the self. And what I'm getting at is all of this is happening in this feminine. Hence, instead of like trying to allegedly fight the snake, she's holding his head here. She's not overwhelmed by knowledge. See, she is in harnessing of knowledge. With that being said, having two kings here could represent more than one person. This could be to feminine Saggies out there that you might have more than one suitor that you're going to have to make a choice. And I recommend choosing the person who you feel most passionate about, but is also most compatible to you. And in order to know who's most compatible to you, you need to know yourself very well. So remember how we started this reading? Don't be afraid of admitting you care about someone just because how much it's going to demand expansion out of you, and this is for men and women alike, however it applies to you. Let me show you the table. So we have 2 pages. Let's rearrange so we can come up with more. And we have the World, the Lovers, and the Emperor as major arcanas. And 2 kings. Now, 1, 10, 1, 5, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 7, 1, 9. Okay, so amongst the minor arcana, we don't have a repetition of numbers. So you're not yet in synced, right? So it makes sense with the reading. Okay, it pretty much, confirms everything I just said. I'll just have it here for the fun of it. So these are the people in this reading for August for you guys. And these are the deep currents. Okay, I'm going to clarify who are all these people and what's going on here with this very steamy, passionate connection. In the extended, I'm going to pull more cards for each of these groups, and then I'm going to pull out runes. You can find the extended below in the description box, either on Patreon or on Vimeo, and I will see you there in a second. Love you guys. Bye for now.